Hello, Bergen Catholic. I'm Zach Daly, and I'm sitting here with Coach Direnzo, and we have been lucky enough that he's agreed to come in and talk to us about his long and illustrious career. So, Coach Direnzo, how did you first come to know about Bergen Catholic?
Well, at the time I was working on Wall Street for a half a year, and in January I noticed an ad that Bergen Catholic was looking for a phys ed teacher. So I put my resume in and fortunate enough to have an interview, and someone was leaving at the time from Bergen, so I started in January of 1972.
Describe your first experience as a Bergen Catholic.
Oh, it was kind of intimidating in a way because at that time we had about 1,100 or 1,000 or 1,100 students, so it was quite, intimidating, and I was a little nervous blending in with faculty as a directly out of college, and so I was a little nervous.
As you look back on your Bergen Catholic life, what would you say some of the more memorable moments are?
Well, it has to be the wrestling team, starting the wrestling team, and watching it flourish throughout the years. And some of the people I've met here were, remarkable. So some great experiences along the way.
You mentioned you started the wrestling program here at Bergen Catholic, but you were also a wrestler yourself before that. Can you describe your career for a little bit?
Yes, and I wrestled in college. I had a full scholarship to Long Island University for wrestling. Then as I was wrestling for them, I had also wrestled for the New York Athletic Club. Was an athletic member for about 15 years, and they paid my way all over the country to wrestle. And in 1972, I had my best year. I took third in the National Freestyle Tournament in Tampa, Florida, and third also in the NCAA National Judo Championships in Missouri.
Now, as most of us know, you moved on from your wrestling career and you moved into the coaching aspect of the sport. Can you describe just starting the sport for a little bit here at Bergen Catholic?
When we first started the program, it was very difficult because there were a lot of boys that had no experience at all, and we went against some of the best teams in the county, not knowingly, of course, or intentionally, because everyone wanted to wrestle us because it was probably considered an easy win with the talent I had at the time, but I knew I had to develop the talent, and over about a 2-year period, I did so, and we became, eventually a state power, and which now Coach Bell has, and he's doing a great job also.
Who are some of the wrestlers that got the Bergen Catholic program started?
There was one in particular in the late 70s. We had a boy named Tim Doherty and another boy named John Budo, who went on to be my first regional champions, and that was the start of some recognition being brought to our program. So after that, it really started, we'd have a mixture of kids with experience and non-experience, and as it went along, again, it just caught on fire, and we were getting some really talented kids in, and we went on to win numerous championships.
Can you think of the most talented wrestler you ever coached at Bergen?
I would say that would have to be Jason Hernandez in 1993, who was a state place finisher all 4 years and a state champion his senior year. Outstanding wrestler, and only had about, I believe, 5 losses, 125-5. That was his record, and went on to Boston University on a full wrestling scholarship.
Do you have any advice to wrestlers of the program today?
Yes, I'd say that they should be honored to be in a great program that Coach Bell has developed at this time, and if they don't get a varsity spot right away, know that they are getting better every day. They're working with the talent that they have in the room, and that they will eventually go on, I'm sure, to be champions in their own right as they get older.
When you stepped down in the 90s, what were your feelings going forward onto Coach Bell?
I was very nervous when I stepped down and was wondering who was going to get the position, and is this everything I worked for going to go down the tubes? And to my surprise, well, actually not to my surprise, I knew Coach Bell. When he got the position, I was happy, and I know he works very hard at getting people in, and does a great job as a coach. So I'm happy it's in his his responsibility at this time. He's doing a great job.
Is there any advice you'd like to give Coach Bell or Coach Santoli?
Yeah, I'd just say that probably the you have to deal with a lot of criticism along the way, with who should wrestle and who shouldn't, but what to do, what not to do, a lot of, but just be patient, and his success will, actually eliminate most of the problems that anybody might give him along the way.
In a whole, how do you think the Bergen experience has changed you as a teacher and as a coach?
Oh, it's just I've met, like I said earlier in the interview, I met some great individuals along the way, and if it wasn't for wrestling, I wouldn't have been I wouldn't have met great athletes like Jimmy Finn and Jason Hernandez, and I mean I would have known of them, but not to actually have a kind of a relationship, coaching them and seeing their success and be part of their success, and the whole atmosphere of being with professional teachers and a great atmosphere here at Bergen, and the Christianity part of it, and the whole, it's like a family atmosphere, which really has seen me, I really matured in my young ages to where I am now.
As we wrap this interview up, is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, and I'm grateful for the interview, because it's nice to look back on some of the memories that Bergen has given me, and I thank you for the time and the interview.
All right, thank you, Coach.